Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new podcast form. I have a new co-host with Big Dave. This is the Gathering of the Gigahash. Dave, are you ready to get talking to some miners? I think it's going to be pretty fun.
Heck yeah, let's get it going, Akiba.
Okay, well, for our first guest in this first episode, we have Chump from ChumpChange YouTube, ChumpChange Mining. Chump, how are you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I'm looking forward to this series. Obviously, we're going to be doing a bit of a deep dive into people that are currently still mining, moving away from kind of your big Bitcoin miners and talking to people like yourself. So the first question, which I'm going to be asking everyone is, following the merge, is mining dead?
So I wouldn't say mining's dead, right? Is it profitable? That's a whole different, situation. So for me, my electric rate since the merge has risen for this whole recession or whatever we're in, right? And that's obviously affected things twice as bad as the merge. And yeah, for me, it's really just can only run so many miners, and can only afford the electric rate for so long at the profitability we're at now. But market's got to turn around, man, at some point. That's the hopes, anyways, right?
To put it in perspective, Akiba, Chump actually pays 10 times what my power rate is at his house. 10 times.
Yeah, it's going up
without
to
a changing rate. It's always a solid 10 times my peak rate.
Yeah, it's awful.
That was a similar thing for myself. I think like my electric rate here is daytime rate is about 15 cents, and then the nighttime rate is about 15 cents. The daytime rate is about 20 cents.
Geez, yeah. So before the merge, I had 20 something cents, right? It was like 24-ish, 24 and a half.
Oh, wow.
And it's flat rate. Like we don't have the morning and afternoon, or morning and night, right? It doesn't ever change. It's literally just flat rate all the way across the board. And they actually dropped the bomb on us saying they were raising it to upwards of 40 cents. But we were able to
40 cents.
Yeah, we were able to shop half the bill last year, and we locked in like half of it for 10 cents. So I'm just waiting to see when that next side goes up so I can see what it's actually going to be, because I haven't really gotten this whole new recession bill yet, right? So we're just going to have to wait and see.
I'm in a similar place. I'm locked in until January 2024. So I'm hoping that things come down. But I used to do a bit of mining. Originally got into crypto in 2014 mining Doge because I ran a video production company.
Oh damn.
Sadly, sold it all for a HDMI cable. I have $100,000 HDMI cable somewhere in the studio because we decided Dogecoin is never going anywhere. There's a local computer shop that accepts Bitcoin. Let's just buy something with what we've got. And yeah, we found the wallet in 2020, just before the SNL skit. We found the wallet and we were like, yes. And then as it slowly synced with the blockchain, we realized that my best friend Adam, who was running the rigs with me, had just transferred it to Bitcoin and bought a HDMI cable or something. So,
bro, that's terrible. That is terrible. I'd be so upset.
But then since then, I was mining Ethereum because we had commercial rates here in the building. So I used to run a marketing agency, which is a video production company, which is why we had all the computers. So old decommissioned computers I turned into Ethereum rigs, mined Chia for a bit. I've got a helium miner in the roof that is not performed at all.
It's sitting there sucking a bag on stage in front of his
mother. It went offline about a month ago, I think, and I've just not even bothered turning it back on. I don't know why it's off. So what do you currently still have on then, Chump?
So I have an X4Q, which is super efficient. It's a 1.2 gigahash on ETC at like 500 watts or so, right? It's like right around there. It can actually run on 120 volt or 240 volts, so that's nice. And it acts as like a little room heater because it's super quiet. So I got that running, and I actually can send that to Unminable to, auto transfer basically into any other coin I want that's on that site. So it still mines the ETC hash algorithm, but it's that's up in mining. I have a X41U, which is also a Jazz miner, and then my little iPolos, like the box miners. But I'm doing those also to Unminable to kind of collect other bags of like, say Dogecoin or Shiba, Bitcoin or whatever, just to kind of auto convert so I don't have to deal with like the tax implications of like, transferring it myself basically on an exchange. if that makes sense. But yeah, those are
yeah.
the only things I got running just for heat, basically.
I thought you're dying to say something there, Dave.
Oh no, nothing. I'm good. I'm good. I just been kicking it. I'm currently running 21 cards. But like pretty much I have not spiked into the not profitable. Like I haven't gone into the red to keep my rigs on yet. And that's because of my power rate. Like I have agricultural power rate, so I'm at like 3 cents a kilowatt hour.
I mean,
damn, I wish. Jesus.
Have you considered moving any of your rigs to somewhere where there's cheaper power, Chump?
So yeah, so I do host with a buddy for all my GPU mining rigs, but for me it's like 14 cents, 16 cents around there. It's way better than what I got. But it's still not super profitable, so I'd rather just keep my machines off until it booms for now. You know what I mean? And just mine with the little box miners I got, because I'm actually grabbing the heat for my house. Like I said, it's supplemental. It's not burning my propane, my furnace, running time on that. So it makes sense in a way to me to run it here. But yeah, it's not going to stay like that for very long. I can't do that in the springtime. I'll just be boiling in here. You know what I mean?
I mean, are you leading to the fact that is there maybe a route forward with mining where it's kind of, as you say, like a heating source that can be supplemented by actually getting something back from your heating?
That's pretty much what I do.
Yep. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you do that because you're up in Canada, so it's cold up there right now, right? And I'm in Massachusetts, so it's cold where we're at right now, and the box miners are heating my garage. I have one literally under my desk because my basement doesn't have like a separate zone for the furnace, so that's my furnace. It's literally right underneath at my feet. It's nice, keeps me warm, right? But yeah, that's what I did all last year too. I had like a massive grow tent set up, and it literally piped right into my furnace. And that would basically circulate the heat throughout my house, and I had like no propane bill the entire year, winter.
What was your count of GPUs in that grow tent? 220 or something at last count?
No, it was 130. 130, yeah, 130. But I had I had 9 13 card rigs, I think, and like 2 octo miners in there. It was a freaking mess, man. But I can't even believe it stayed cool. It ran good in the winter, but springtime, summertime, it started getting a little toasty in there. So I had to transition things to the trailer, as you might know, Dave.
Yeah. I mean, I think I discovered NVIDIA's broadcast tool that has the auto noise cancelling in because my mining rig was literally like just there. Last year, so it was like so noisy.
Yep.
But yeah, it kept the room warm, and then as soon as it got to summer, I had to move them downstairs because the same thing. I was just being absolutely toasted in here. So.
That white square behind me is my rigs. Right behind that white square. That's just a piece of styrofoam that half fills the door just to build up the heat in the rig room so that the fan at the bottom of it sucks all the heat out through my bedroom and then out my bedroom door into the hallway.
I totally thought that was a door.
No, it is, but it's like big piece of 3-inch styrofoam, exterior styrofoam. I just cut the stuff in the door so it filled out.
Oh, damn. The gap. That's awesome. Hey, whatever works, right? Got to get that heat somehow instead of just pumping it outside.
It's so loud, man. That's an octo miner there. I'm surprised you guys can't hear it, to be honest with you. That's why I was commenting. I'm like, noise canceling. Heck yeah, I feel that
works
one.
Good. Holy hell, that's awesome.
So what coins are you mining? I know you mentioned you're using tools to auto convert into other things, but what specifically coins are you finding and are you using, and they are actually profitable right now?
So realistically for me, nothing's profitable, unfortunately. But it's right now it's the ETC hash algorithm, right, for all the box miners, and then I have the mini Doges that just mine. They merge mine Litecoin and Doge. So those can actually be pointed to unmineable as well. So my entire thing here is to try to grab a bag of flux because I want like X amount of flux, right, in my bag for the next bull run, because I think the potential of flux overall actually gaining momentum and at least getting back to the $3, right?
Oh, I think it's going to go well above $3. I think it's going to be more like 30 next bull run, to be honest with you. But like not financial advice, of course.
Exactly. But it's like looking at the all-time high of $3, right? Or you could put all your money into Bitcoin and you don't know if it's actually gonna 2x or 3x, right? You have a greater potential, in my eyes, not financial advice, but to 6x from 50 cents to $3 instead of, you know, whatever it is, 15 grand to 30 grand or 15 grand to 60 grand. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot less work, I guess, for that coin to get to that $3 mark again. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just trying to collect a bag of that, you know, some ETC, just the coins that have been around for quite some time that really aren't going to go anywhere in my mind. But yeah.
So why are you both so bullish on Flux?
They just have a lot of background stuff going on. You know, the whole Web3 implementation. They're trying to do like this whole streaming platform stuff. I guess you can successfully stream with Flux. I don't really know too much into that whole aspect of it, but they just have their hands in so many honeypots. I feel like it's just a matter of time before this thing explodes. What do you think, Dave?
Their devs on point. They've been on point since like release, since like introduction.
They haven't slowed down.
Well, the community's been stable, right? Like after the bull run, it was still a larger average hash than before the bull run, which was like not. You can't say that about just about every other coin. Since the bear market happened, I don't personally, I'm kind of sad to say this, but I don't have a bag of Flux. I support the project and I tell people to like support the project as much as they can. But right now I'm trying to like spec mine as much as crap as I can, because like you said, like, it has the most potential to go up. It's like the reason why I spec mined 100 FPOW. Everybody else, including yourself, Chump, thought I was crazy for doing it. But like I was mining FPOW from merge day on. Like I had my octo miner sitting here waiting for merge day. Merge day, I freaking threw all my cards into the octo miner, plugged that beast in, and started mining FPOW until I had 100.
Right.
And then right now I'm mining Nexa, Neox, Sugar Coin, which is like a super old project. Like just getting that core wallet to like finish loading all of the transactions takes like a week.
Oh,
like not even joking, a week.
That's insane.
It's nuts.
So I mean, I definitely can understand the sort of the educated risk / gamble of mining new projects, where that's kind of the only way to sort of acquire the coins at the moment. But when you're looking at stuff that isn't currently profitable to mine, but is available through, say, exchanges or DEX, why do you choose to mine rather than using the cost that you would put into running your rigs to actually buying the coins directly?
Well, currently, I personally, I can only speak for myself. I own a 400-year-old farmhouse, which has the insulation of, I don't know, a field. Wide open field, you know, like the wind blows and you can like, you got to hold your birthday candles, like hold them in front of it because the wind will blow them out.
Right.
So it's like I either spend $1,000 on propane to heat my house every month, or I spend $200 running an electric heater, or I spend $175 running my miners, and my miners end up with a bag at the end.
So you're in your mind, you're offsetting the cost by costing in the heating bill that you would have had.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like just to keep my place at 72 degrees was costing me over $1,400 a month. To keep my house at 65 degrees is $1,000 a month. To keep my house at 58 degrees is $900 a month. I don't know why, but it's just like old ass house shit, man. I swear it's sad.
Dude, I get it. Yeah, for me, it's really the same thing, man. It's really right now supplemental heat, right? But when the springtime comes, it's, if things don't change in the market, unfortunately, probably going to put me shutting my units off until I either get more solar. So I'm like kind of pushing towards the solar aspect of things, trying to get things to run obviously as efficient as possible so I don't have to pay an electric bill. But solar is you need a big farm to be able to make anything like substantial to be able to run a miner, if that makes sense. I mean, Dave, you know about that stuff. So it's, yeah, for me, it's really just until springtime. As soon as springtime hits, I don't know, temperature gets up, I'm screwed. Things are coming off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when you're gonna have to drive that trailer of yours north of the wall.
I know.
Have to pour a pad for you, hook up some freaking 220 outlets out there. Let's
go. So at that point, would you continue to then buy coins that you believe in with the funds that you would have spent on the heat when you're not running heat? Like, what would be your plan at that point? Would you still be?
Yeah, I
mining?
mean, so it's I mean that's really kind of up in the air. I like the aspect of earning the coins versus just buying the coins, but when I first started into crypto, I was buying coins because I didn't even know you could crypto mine from,
Mhm.
computers in general. I was like, "Oh, wait, what?" I came across Brandon Coin and I was like, "Wait, you can mine crypto from a computer?" I'm like, "That's so crazy," because I wanted to get into streaming. And I was
Mhm.
like, "You know what? I'm building a friggin' rig." So I bought a bunch of 1660 supers, threw them in a rig, and I was like, all right, up in mine. And I had no idea what I was doing. Sometimes I still don't. It's one of those things you're always learning as you go in this whole space. You know what I mean? But you learn, you teach everybody what you're learning, and then hopefully somebody takes something away from it. So it's I might invest back into Bitcoin, I might invest back into Ethereum, but it really depends where the prices are. Like if Bitcoin dumps down to $5,000, like some people were calling, or if it ever did, I would probably buy more Bitcoin at that point. You know what I mean? That's just how
Mhm.
I am. I don't know. What about you, Dave?
For me, I kind of the intention is like what I would pay. I would like to put it in there, like in and buy the coins for the power, like what I'm spending in power. But what the actual situation is like again, probably too much information. But I'm currently medically retired from my profession, so I mine to pay my bills. So
Right.
like it's like just I can't like every time there's a little bit of extra cash, there's always something else that needs to get freaking paid off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just like never ends up happening. So it's like if I'm mining, at least I'm mining and I know that there's a bag at the end. And it might be like a small bag, it might be a big bag, depending on what I'm mining. But like at
Mhm.
least I know it's there. Every
Right.
time that I have the extra bit of cash in my bank account, it always gets transferred to pay this off or transferred to pay that off or whatever. So it'll just get lost to the ethos
Yep.
So,
versus
I
just
mean,
having it.
for me, this was definitely the case. And would you agree that there's also the kind of just the general hobby aspect of mining
Oh
that,
yeah.
like, I wasn't actually as bothered about whether things were profitable or not because in the fact of, for me, like, the ways you can offset this in my mind is, yes, there's the potential heating bill, which you can offset, which is a really interesting point. Um, but there's also just the cost for a hobby. Like if I was to get into any hobby costs some form of money, and there's a great
RC cars.
community. Yeah, there's a great community within mining, and there's a lot of fun you can have with trying to optimize it, get it to the best performance, buying different parts to change your rig setup. If you decide that you want to be able to show off your rig and make it look pretty, like
Right.
all of these things are part of a hobby, right? And
Right.
is that still a part of it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it kind of hits you in a weird way when the market goes down. It kind of puts you in like one of those moods. It's almost depressing to a point, but it's like, should I keep going with this? Should I stop? But like it's you're not going to reap the rewards if you don't put in the time, you know what I mean, to try to make things, I don't know, work for you right in your situation. So it's hard. It's hard to like stay in a hobby that's no longer profitable, but at the same time, it's still a hobby at the end of the day. So you still do have fun with it. That's why I still continue the channel. You just always got to find something new to do because it's not always about just profits. It's, now it becomes just mining or earning a bag of this or earning a bag of that. There's a lot to take in. There's really a lot because there's also projects that could rug pull on you and then you're just screwed. You don't know what the hell to
Mhm.
do. You know what I mean? So,
I mean,
I personally like bear markets because then you can see who backs the project, like who's still backing the project from the
right.
previous bear market through to the next bear market. And if it increases in hash rate, like if there's an increase in hash rate from the last bear market to this bear market, that's
Right.
usually an indication, at least for me, that it's a solid project.
Well, they
Like if
also
you
say
look
that,
for
rich
sorry,
people get made during the bear market, right? That's
mhm.
how it goes. You collect the coins now, hold it till the bull run. That's, the end of that. But go ahead, Dave. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy.
no worries, man.
So, I mean, there seems to be a lot of other factors that maybe kind of when you're just looking from the outside of like mining equals profit or not, that you need to factor in so many other things, like say the enjoyment, the potential escapism from everyday life of being able to focus on mining.
Right.
What would you say are some of the mistakes that you've made, and also that you maybe see new miners making at the moment?
Newegg bundle deals.
Bro.
Fuck.
Took the words out of my mouth. Just jumping on every graphics card that like you could jump on during the freaking bull run, you know? So at one point I paid $900 for a 3060, like the version 1 white Zotacs, absolute junk. But it was
Hold on. That had nothing to do with mining.
I wanted the
that
white
had
rig.
Everything
I wanted the white
to
rig.
do with vanity.
It did 100%. So that was
rig, but then all turned into white with yellow age stickers on the fence.
Oh, dude, so sad.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was absolutely that was the hobby aspect took over. I was like, I need the white rig. I need to make a white rig. Like it's like a white deer in the woods, you know. You want
all my
you
splitters gotta match. All the cables gotta match.
Dude.
All
I mean,
PSUs
that comes into the content creator side of it as well, doesn't it? And that's what I think I'd like to ask you, Chump, is do you ever feel that you are having to promote mining in a way that maybe isn't sustainable for others because you need to still make content?
So let me think. So it was tougher, I think, or that aspect of it was more so in the bull market because I was buying things and it was mostly things that people couldn't afford, right? So everyone's right. So everybody's situation is different. It's you know, just because I could buy this doesn't mean you could, but it's also doesn't mean I'm right in doing it, right? So, but I was taking a risk at the same time. So, yeah, it was really gambling at that point for myself as well. And you know, some people were upset about buying GPUs and you know, save some for us and blaming miners and blah blah blah. But in the reality of things, I was buying them from scalpers too. It's you know, Dave.
I have a question for you that I've actually never asked you. Have you ROI'd on your equipment yet?
Yeah, so I paid I sold all my, or not all my, but I sold Ethereum every time like I bought something new. I always sold to purchase that new stuff, if that makes sense. So I just like kind of reinvested into my farm. So I never have been in debt, I guess, from you know, mining. That's pretty much the end of that. I still hold a bag of, you know, I got my ledger that's got like all my holdings in it for hopefully either this bull run or the potential next one. It's, you know, it's one of those things. Once I get to the point of being able to sell pay my house off, basically sell all my stuff for that, then that's, you know, that's end game for me. That's where I'm going. I will sell it all, pay off the house, and then I'll start over. That's kind of
so at that point, would you continue to create content though?
Oh yeah, for sure. I enjoy creating content, and it's also like yeah, I enjoy creating content. It's fun, and it allows me to spend time with my kids, right? Because now I'm home all day with the kids. I ran a business on the side, so I did plumbing for about 10 years. Had my own company, and it was great.
Yeah,
you know, I loved it.
He did plumbing. The guy was a fucking master plumber. Don't get it twisted. The guy's freaking got a gift with pecs and copper. All right, that's his first love before his wife.
Yep. Yeah. I have a master's license in plumbing, and I could always go back to it, you know, but it's so stressful running a day-to-day business, trying to get guys to come to work, man. It's like babysitting adults. It gets to
in the same place. I used to run a marketing agency and I had 12 members of staff. I mean, I was lucky in that my staff were amazing. I tried to do right by them and it kind of worked out. But even if you've got great people, it's so much work.
Yeah,
and
it is. It's the same thing.
I've moved into journalism.
But now I gotta say though that now since Chump's like canned the business and gone full-time family, like I get these pics of like swings and stuff like set up in a tree, or like this big freaking climbing house that he built in his garage for his kids and stuff. And it's just like, yo, man, that's the kind of rigs I love seeing him build, just because the aspect, like I don't know about you guys, but I like that mesh in the world of like YouTube, where like you integrate into like, you know, home life and stuff, like where you include like your family on your little journeys, or like for you when you got Pocket Change her GPUs and like got her mining and had her own rigs going and her own mini doges going and stuff. Like that stuff's endearing to me. Like I love seeing that. Like it makes my heart smile. I don't know how else to explain it.
So would you agree, Chump, that crypto mining has changed your lives in ways that people wouldn't necessarily think straight away?
I met my best friend off crypto mining. You're staring at him.
Yeah, I appreciate this guy right here. Sorry, this guy right here. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you for bringing me on anyways. But it's definitely changed my life for the better. So again, it's working 24/7, right? Like having the plumbing business, it was always, no heat calls or frozen pipe or something stupid happens and I got to respond to it. It's just one of those things where it took so much time away from the family and also stressed me out. It's so different being able to, create content and mine from home, even though it's not super profitable right now for me. It still gives me time with my family, and I got where I needed to be. Now I just got to maintain it. You know what I mean? That's kind of my mentality. I don't need anything else in life. I just need the family, the kids, my wife, and that's it. We're gonna make things happen some way.
What we've done our
Fantastic.
whole
Well,
lives, bud.
I mean, I feel that's a perfect place to end this first gathering of the Gigahash podcast. I've learned a lot, genuinely. I think it's given me a really interesting insight into the world of mining and content creating within it. Chump, I'd just like to thank you again for coming on our inaugural show. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. And Dave, I mean, you're a legend as always, my friend. Do you want to sign us off?
Yeah, if anybody has any questions for us, they can always hit us up. Gathering of the GH at gmail.com. I answer all your questions. Hit us up anytime. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you, Chump, for being on. Hopefully,
Dude,
we'll see
thanks
you
for
again
having
in the
me.
future, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that crap. It's important, and there'll be a full write-up of this podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, head over to the CryptoSlate website for a write-up. If you just want an overview of some of the things that have been said, that should be up now while this is out. So for this episode, thank you very much. Thank you again to Chump, as always to Dave, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Have a good day, guys. Peace.
Peace.